We need to have a conversation about how long SEO and most digital marketing activities actually take. Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron from harrisonbarron.com, and we are going to be diving into how long SEO takes. Now, the reason why I make this video is because more of the bigger gurus have painted a very horrible picture in your head without giving the full explanation as to how long it actually takes. Now, when I first went into digital marketing, I own a digital marketing agency currently, and the link is always down below. But when I first got into this, I was like, oh, I'm going to strike it rich, right? Affiliate marketing, drop shipping, content marketing, all of the good marketing stuff, right? That like amazing feeling, right? Amazon FBA, anything like that, I was stoked for. But here is the problem. Most of these gurus and experts always paint the picture of you are going to make a full-time income in 1 to 2 years, or 1 year, less than a year, or whatever that number is. And the reality of it is that is so wrong. Now, there are the few exceptions. There's always the few exceptions that are going to do it in record time or right on target. However, I've owned my agency now for 3 years. I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and I can tell you that they are so wrong when it comes to beginners. If you're a beginner, if you are looking to get into the space, if you're actually doing this and watching a million YouTube videos and subscribing to this channel and learning everything there is to know about digital marketing and SEO, the reality that they paint is so wrong. Now, it will take 1 to 2 years if you have experience already. And that is the key thing that a lot of these people miss. Now, I'm not hating on them, but if you are brand new to this, even if you follow a system, there's only so much that you could possibly do. I just spent a couple $100s on a very popular course. I shouldn't say very popular, but a very talented individual. I took his course, I went through the entire thing, and it was a phenomenal course. I'm actually very happy I did take it. I really didn't learn all that much. I had already known everything, and I didn't know that going into this. The value was okay. It really, for me, it wasn't that great. But this person, in my eyes, is incredibly successful. Massive amounts of traffic to his personal website, massive amounts of traffic to his business website. Basically, anything he touches as far as websites and SEO turns to gold. And he's like, I'm putting together a course with everything I know. Great, sign me up, here's my money. And I went through the entire course. I really didn't learn much, which makes me feel so good because it just means that I'm as good as he is. But what nobody has told me is how long it actually takes. So if you're brand new to this, realistically, you're looking at like 2 to 5 years. That is the time frame that you are probably going to be spending learning, doing, developing, processing, writing, finding talent. Everything in between is realistically going to take you between 2 and 5 years. Because just now, after doing this for about 5 years, I really have the confidence that I know what I'm doing. But here's the problem. I check my analytics and stats every single day. So the first 4 years of this has been miserable. And for no other reason than the fact that like I was riding that high of like, hey, you're going to be successful in a year or two. You're going to be successful in a year or two. You're going to get tons of traffic in a year or two. You're going to get tons of traffic in a year or two, right? It couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm not hating on that. But what I didn't have was a realistic expectation of how long this entire process was actually going to take. Now, I came from having zero experience. A lot of these gurus out there and experts, they actually do know what they're talking about. They're giving away massive value. If you're curious to know who I'm talking about like Neil Patel, Miles Beckler, Income School. There are a ton of them out there. They do know what they're talking about, and they are actually giving away really, really good information. I learned almost everything I know from those guys, and now I'm taking courses to make sure I fill in all the cracks, and I'm really not learning much. They give it away. You just have to be willing to commit hundreds and hundreds of hours to YouTube to watch these videos. But they already know what they're doing. And when you don't, even when you're watching everything that they're doing and putting on and showing you, it still takes a long time. So if you're a brand new beginner, I'm not saying don't do it. Just know that you're not going to probably have the same success that they are promising or telling you, right? It's probably going to take you 2 to 3 times longer than what they recommend. So Income School, right? And I love them. Their content is phenomenal. They tell you, they have a whole thing called Project 24. It's a timeline of all the months that they go through and how long it realistically would take to get to a full-time income. Now, that's a great timeline, and I've seen some people that have followed it, and there are the anomalies that have a lot of success, but there's a lot of people that don't have that same success because you just haven't done it enough. It's like playing a sport or riding a bike. You have to do it over and over and over again. You could have Tiger Woods' coach as your coach. It doesn't mean you're going to be as good. You still have to go out and do it, and that is what they don't tell you. And I'm not hating on them. They have a great timeline, and if you do follow everything, there's a chance that you could hit their numbers, but it's not realistic, especially because the internet is always changing. Google's putting out new updates. Your content might be changing. Your vibe might be changing. Your interests might be changing. But realistically, if you are getting into this, you have to look at it from a very, very long-term play. I mean, 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years. Most of these gurus have been doing it for an exponentially long time. Maybe exponentially is not the right word, but a very long time, right? Miles Beckley has been doing this for 17 years. Neil Patel has been doing this since the early 2000s, right? Income School, they've been doing it for like 10 years beforehand, and then they started the YouTube channel and all that. So what I'm just saying is, don't have these crazy expectations of you're going to be crazy successful on your first round. It's probably unlikely. I don't want you to get discouraged, but I want you to go into this entire thing knowing exactly how long it's actually going to take. And realistically, it's going to take more than 2 years to really get to where you want to be. That's okay, as long as you're willing to commit to that. If you're one of those people that likes to bounce around with a lot of different stuff, it might not be the best avenue for you, or a different style of that might be the better fit for you. But if you're willing to commit to at least 3 to 5 years of doing content creation and SEO and videos, there is a very high likelihood that you are going to succeed. Now, if you've already done this and you're already experienced, if you're in the intermediate level, you could probably follow along with everything that they say. I'm using Income School to Project 24 as the reference, but you could definitely be on track to that. And if you're an expert, you might even be able to expedite that process to even faster. But for the newbies, the people that are just coming into this, you need to understand that this is not something that you're going to be a pro at in a year or two. Doesn't matter how much you work. I work an insane amount on my agency, on my own personal stuff. It takes a long time, and there's no shortcut. There's no way to accelerate Google. There's ways that you could help accelerate it, but you can't jump forward 24 months or 12 months or 36 months down the road. It just doesn't exist. So enjoy the process. And I think that that's the most important part, is enjoy the entire process, follow it, do the best you can, go into it knowing that you're going to be doing this for the next 3 to 5 years. And if you really commit, I firmly believe that you can make a full-time income on anything that you're doing. I firmly believe that you can absolutely change your life, and you can build some incredible passive income in between. So I hope this video helps. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, little notification bell. And once again, this video is not to discourage anybody. I just want to make sure that you have the actual, an actual idea of how long it actually takes and the process that you have to go through. So hope you guys enjoy this.